Marge was one of the first women, not the first, but among the first women to be in leadership positions on any reservation, as a tribal council person, as a secretary-treasurer, as a tribal leader, as a tribal chair. And I guess she used to ride to meetings by herself. That was kind of a very small, exclusive club of women that were in tribal government. But ended up doing, gigantic things. The gaming compacts, the lawsuit against the state of Minnesota, and those were dangerous times for the band. And Marge took, some personal threats. She lived through a whole bunch of things. She had to take a whole bunch of stands, and really showed a tremendous amount of courage and all along the way, integrity. When Marge was running the band assembly, she was a real stickler for parliamentary procedure. She was a real stickler for following the rules, making sure that the band laws were followed. And when I think of Marge, I always think of, Marge is trying to do the right thing. Marge will always try to follow the law, follow the rules, and that's built into her character, I think. It's just, I think integrity is kind of built into her character, and she just can't get away from it, even if she tried. Anyway, now that lawsuit, that the band spent the 90s fighting. I was working in Washington at the time, watching it a bit from afar, but I teach federal Indian law, federal Indian policy now. The Mille Lacs case is in all the books, and it's a big part of the history of the state, and now it's a big important case in federal Indian policy. And a whole bunch of things that Marge did in her career ended up having a lasting impact on not just the band, but the state and then federal Indian policy. The band being, one of the first self-governance tribes in the country, one of the first, to do, the Minnesota tribes were among the first to do gaming compacts, and the treaty rights lawsuit. All those things were huge national things that happened during Marge's time. And anyway, she deserves a tremendous amount of credit for all of that. She was right in the middle, in the thick of things, whether she was the secretary-treasurer or the chief executive. She was right in the thick of tribal, state, and national political issues, and right in the heart of making federal Indian policy.